You can't catch the right guy until you're the catch.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
So ladies, when it comes to relationships, are women's expectations too high?
I think that they're misguided. I think that women's expectations are higher than they used to be, but for good reason. I think that we've made a huge cultural shift. And 40 years ago, I think the gender roles were really defined. Men knew what they were going to do, women knew what they were going to do, and so there was no confusion. And with women in the marketplace the way we are today, I do think that women have higher expectations and expect more of the men in their life, and that's because they've taken on more of the man role. We've taken on more of the masculine role in our life, so we're expecting more from the men as well.
Do the men know that?
I think that this is where sitting down and having a talk about expectations of how are we working together in a partnership, I think that that's when that is so key, and that's what comes in.
I don't think it's any different with a woman or a man. I mean, as a matchmaker, people come in, well, however we define expectations, with the list, you know? And it's like that.
How realistic is it?
It's like that Bugs Bunny scroll that just like rolls out and like,
that's funny.
Oh my God, like I cannot believe the list you have. And what I find is that the longer the list, it's the more like hurt they have been, and so they're trying to protect themselves.
So they're not blindsided.
Exactly, and so it's a shield. If you can't meet that whole list, then see you later.
I meet so many women who think the man has to be so this or that, and I'm like, honey, are you that catch you're looking for?
Right.
Right.
Like, really? Are you looking to be rescued, or are you a catch too?
And I think, I think that if we spent more time on identifying and getting clear for ourselves on what it is that we do want, that list becomes shorter.
What we have made paramount is a lot of superficial qualities, and we need to switch that to looking at long-term quality characteristics of a life partner. Versus, because there's a big difference between a good boyfriend and a good life partner.
When you have that laundry list, I tell people, ladies, to rip that list up, because it really is when you walk up to somebody and they make you feel a certain way, and it's the way you want love to feel. That's different than, hey, honey, I make $1 million, but I spend $2 million.
I think it depends on the age of the person. I mean, somebody in their 20s, their list is going to look really different
than someone that's 37
and has had all these life experiences and divorce.
As it should.
As it should. And I always tell people, you're never going to get 100%. Like, if you get 75% of your list, you're doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know. That's how I feel.
I don't think it's necessarily why hasn't happened for me. I think a lot of women walk around with entitlement, like, why the fuck hasn't it happened for me? Like, sorry, why the F hasn't it happened for me yet? And you're walking around with that kind of angry hate. Who are you going to attract?
Energetically.
I mean, it's a great question, because I think a lot of women need to understand the mirror effect. The idea that, what you put out is what you bring in. So to your point earlier, if you're an angry woman and you're basically putting angry vibes out there, that's what you're bringing in. So it's all about, in my opinion, it's all about self-healing. Heal thyself, deal with your shit, get yourself on track, and you're going to get to a place where you attract the kind of whole person, balanced person, loving person that you want in a relationship.
I remember when I was single, I was really angry at this point in time about being single, and I had a big entitlement complex. And I was talking to my friend Scott, who's a great friend of mine, perpetual bachelor, and I was like, well, why isn't he here? And Scott was like, who? And then he was like, you need to calm down. He's like, what if you just focus on you, live your life? And I was like, but, and he was so right. And it was the calming down that allowed me to make the shifts we're talking about, because I had to look that I did have an entitlement complex. I expected him, whoever he was, to be here yesterday.
I have to really agree with this. I feel like there was a point in my life as well, before I met my current boyfriend, who
will be your life partner.
Yeah, he's really so special. He's so amazing. But I really do feel, in retrospect, that I had to clean up my side of the street and get good with me and go after certain goals that I had. Because when I look back, I think, oh, I was waiting for Prince Charming. I was waiting for somebody else to come along and make my life okay for me. And as soon as I went back to graduate school and I started pursuing all these goals that I had all along, but they were sort of on hold because I was waiting for him to come along. And then once I really started pursuing what I was passionate about, what I love to do in this life, then it's like, and I calm
shows
down.
up.
Yeah, and I calm down. I just relax. I stop trying to like will him into my life.
And telling someone to calm down just doesn't make them calm.
No,
but-
it doesn't. Totally. I try to tell this to a lot of my coaching clients where I'm like, there's too much anxiety. There's too much anxiety. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, they're like,
stop looking at kids.
But it starts from even in the courting phases, and when you're walking through the streets. When I coach people, I mean, I see it all the time, and they're racing through the streets. I said, did you just see that guy who looked at you? Yeah. Oh no! You know, it's the whole
vision.
they're on their
phone.
phone. They're on their phone,
Yeah.
or they're so anxious. They have that body language that I'm not available.
my boyfriend is nothing that I had wanted on this list that I had, and everything I need as an individual, everything that balances me out.
Yeah.
And it's because I was just coming from a very relaxed, good place about me.
You
Just-
prepared. It's readiness. I
Yes,
often
that's
think of
very-
it as readiness,
yes, yes,
that we don't take the time to do the preparation.
Yeah.
Do you
know,
first.
Do you
first.
be ready to receive it? Because if you're not,
Yeah, they got to go around the block again.
you're circling. You're circling.
You can't catch the right guy until you're the catch. You know?
That's exactly. I love that.
And that's tweetable.
Can we do that?